Coming up tonight on Sports Desk, UMTV's Simon Layer is live at the Light, where the number 24 Canes are taking on the Virginia Tech Hokies.
Miami tennis racked up some major awards this week. We go in depth as they get ready to play in the NCAA tournament. And
Canes track star Michelle Atherley had quite the season this year. We talk with her about how her hard work is paying off.
All that and more. Get ready, because Sports Desk starts
right now.
I'm Ed Reed, and you're watching Sports Desk.
Hi, I'm Jim Kelly, former UM guy. You're watching Sports Desk.
What's up? I'm DJ Williams, and y'all watching Sports Desk.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the last Sports Desk of the semester. I'm Brendan Riley.
And I'm Erica Orstad. Brendan, Canes baseball was in a little skid, but they got back on track this week against FIU.
That's right, Erica. Miami's success in midweek games has been huge for the Hurricanes this season, and Wednesday night, well, was more of the same. Let's take a look. Canes and Panthers wrapping up the season series Wednesday night at the Light, and we go to the bottom of the second. Canes already down 2-0. Gabe Rivera launches a moonshot all the way over the scoreboard onto Cobb Stadium. Even this one up at 2, and then Miami will go into the bottom of the fourth. Well, FIU's pitching helped them out. Tony Jenkins at the plate. He walks, bringing in Michael Amditas. Willie Escala on the next batter. Hit by a fastball, bringing in Alex Terrell. And then right after that, Jordan Lala walks, bringing in Gabe Rivera. And guess what? Next batter, Anthony Villar at the plate. Bases loaded. He rips one down the right field line. It's going to clear the bases. Miami wouldn't look back after that. Miami wins 18-10 against FIU.
Brandon, such an exciting crosstown game between the Canes and the Panthers. Let's see if the Canes can keep it up throughout the weekend.
Yeah, let's see, Erica. The Hurricanes play host to Virginia Tech for a weekend series that starts tonight at the Light. UMTV's Simon Layer is there where the ACC Showdown is just starting. Simon, how's the game going?
Yeah, Brennan, it's an exciting night here in Coral Gables. Canes are rocking these new recyclable jerseys thanks to the school's partnership with Parlay for the Oceans. The basketball and football programs each did something similar earlier this year, but the recyclable jerseys are a first for NCAA baseball. Slade Cicconi's on the bump tonight, filling in for the Canes ace Evan McKendry, who's been injured with elbow problems, but Cicconi's looking good so far in his place. Our Inside Pitch crew is here to break down the upcoming Virginia Tech series up here this weekend. Guys, take it away.
Welcome to Inside Pitch. I'm your host, Charlotte Payne, here again with analyst Maxwell Trink. What a weekend in Kentucky. The Canes came back swinging in Game 2, but Max, they really fell short in Game 3.
Yeah, and that series was so huge for the Hurricanes. Becomes the doubleheader, second straight doubleheader for the Hurricanes, and just even going into Louisville, it was really that the Hurricanes needed more ACC wins. They needed to get this series victory, and they just fell short. The offense has been there. It's been the pitching that's been lacking, which is the biggest concern for the whole Hurricanes team going into the year, was hitting. They didn't really have that throughout the entire year. Last year comes in being the strongest point for this team throughout the entire season, and now the pitching staff with the question marks of Chris McMahon and Evan McKendry being out are going to be so huge going into the rest of this year.
Yeah, and I think Evan McKendry's injury definitely played a role in Sunday's upset.
Yeah, and if you look, there are other guys in the midweek were out too in the lineup, and they still came out with the win. If you look at guys like Freddie Zamora, who's had 95 consecutive starts as a Miami Hurricane, he sat out his first ever game in his collegiate career due to a little bit of arm soreness. And Raymond Gill, probably the most prominent bat in this entire lineup, got hit in the face of the grounder in practice the night before and then ended up being out. Luckily, no concussion for him, but got a nice little bruise. But otherwise, it seems like the Hurricanes really relied on the other guys in the lineup coming in and stepping up in a huge way. And their depth throughout the entire field, throughout the entire lineup has been so great. And that's what they need to keep up going into the rest of the year, going into the rest of the second half, and just trying to keep up that offense at this rapid pace.
And that high-scoring game in Coral Gables led to a midweek victory against FIU. Max, this is the final Inside Pitch. but there's a lot more baseball to be played. What are the Canes going to have to do for that final push to Omaha?
And Charlie, if you look at the last 3 games that the Hurricanes have won, they've had double-digit scoring. So Miami's really relied a lot on the power. The average has been there for this team, and with the question marks of Evan McKendry and Chris McMahon throughout the rest of the year, no timetable for where they're going to return from their injuries, but the biggest factor is going to be getting that bullpen bolstered up, keep on the offense going, because really those are going to be the two huge factors for this team, as well as maybe getting the weekend rotation back into form with Slade Ciccone and Tyler Kaiser both on the mound. But the Hurricanes do have the potential to make a regional.
Yeah, Max, but that is all the time we have for Inside Pitch. Thanks for joining us, and we'll toss it back to you guys.
Thanks, guys. The Hurricanes face a number of victories and defeats on the baseball diamond, but one Cane is playing through a loss that hits close to home. UMTV's Josh White has the story.
Adversity. It is a word Michael Amditis is awfully too familiar with. The redshirt sophomore has become one of the Hurricanes' leaders in 2019 after overcoming injuries in 3 straight seasons. But Amditis' biggest hurdles have been away from the baseball diamond. At just 18 years old, Amditis lost his hero. His father, Michael, died on June 26, 2016. He was 57 years old.
Freshman year of college was the day I was supposed to move in, and woke up ready to go to college, and my dad ended up passing away that morning. He had a huge impact in my life. He got me into this game and made me love this game for what it is, and I think about him every day before I go on the field. I talk to him, say this one's for you, and it helps me a lot.
Baseball serves as an escape for Amditis, and when the Boca Raton native rounds the bases after a home run, he has one person on his mind.
Right before I touched home, I touched my chest. My cross is his cross. And I looked up to the sky and pointed at him, so that was a good moment for me. I always know he's with me, whether I'm here or anywhere else. I know he's looking down on me.
He just wants to win. He wants to come out here and get better every day. And you see the maturity where he started, everything he's been through. He's learned to go through all these different emotions that he experienced and learned to fight the adversity that he did.
He's been through a lot, not just these past few years. In high school, he went through a lot, and his whole life, he's faced adversity. He's gotten through it. I mean, I'm not surprised he's doing as well as he is this year. He's a tough kid and even tougher on the field.
The loss is heartbreaking, but it has prepared Amditis for life's curveballs.
With all the things I've been through, that it shows you that there's more important things in life to worry about, and this isn't the worst thing that could happen. And the way I think about things is a lot of people have it worse than I do, obviously, and when something's down for me, I think about how other people have it. My goal in life is to succeed at anything I want to do, and whether it's playing professional baseball or wherever life takes me, I want to be the best at what I do. So,
although the future remains uncertain, Amditis is sure his father will always be in his heart. Reporting for UMTV, I'm Josh White.
Coming up, Hurricanes football has officially made it through spring practice, and now Miami is looking ahead to the 2019 season. Who will be named the starting quarterback? We'll hear from our In the Trenches crew and see what Canes fans think. But first, a word from some of our graduating Sports Desk seniors.
It's just been fun getting to hang out on Fridays, just talk about sports, debate sports, probably more than I would like to. I know I've gotten into some heated debates at David, but there's just been a lot of good times rolling throughout this whole process, so I'm just gonna miss the environment.
Fridays, I never went to anything for school, like no pep rallies, no senior day at the Rat, none of that, because I was here and I wouldn't have wanted to be anywhere else. So I'm really gonna miss that environment on Fridays, just hanging out with my Sports Desk fam.
There. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
Brendan, football spring season is over, which means we're back to waiting for more Canes football in the fall.
Yeah, Erica, I'm already missing it, but there's a lot we can learn from their final spring game. Let's hear what our In the Trenches crew has to say. Guys?
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of In the Trenches. I'm Grace Smith here with Tommy Sullivan, and we're going to be talking about the Canes spring game that they played last weekend in Orlando. Now, they played at Camping World Stadium, which is where they'll face off against UF during that Week 0 game in August. And the big question for everyone, which quarterback pulled ahead, which one separated from the pack? For me, all of them played pretty evenly. They totaled for just under 400 yards altogether. Williams, Perry, Martell, no one really stood out. What about you?
I definitely have to agree with you that no one really stood out, but this isn't necessarily a bad thing, as all the quarterbacks have been very consistent and been playing well throughout the entire spring. The guy who probably impressed me the most was Tate Martell. 2 weeks ago, he had a really rough spring game down here in Miami, and he bounced back to have a very good game this past Saturday, including an 80-yard touchdown pass to KJ Osborne. Another guy who's been very good all throughout spring is N'Kosi Perry. And he's probably been the dark horse of this quarterback race. Lots of people paying attention to Martell, but N'Kosi is just as much in this as any other quarterback. Finally, Jaron Williams probably had the roughest day out of all the quarterbacks, but he's been very good throughout all the practices. We're just going to have to wait until the spring to see what happens with that quarterback position.
Now I was there at the game, and it seemed like every touchdown, every sack, I was hearing a brand new name. There were a lot of new faces on the field. How is that affecting the Canes, and is it addressing their depth issue?
Well, one guy who is definitely helping with that depth issue for the Canes is Patrick Joyner, the sophomore. He recently moved from the defensive end spot to the linebacker spot, and he had 4 tackles on the day, he was the leading tackler for the Canes on the day. Another guy who you're going to have to get used to hearing his name a lot is Greg Rousseau on the defensive line. He's going to be in the backfield all the time. On the offensive side of the football, freshman wide receiver Jeremiah Payton had a touchdown on the day. And like I mentioned before, KJ Osborne, the graduate transfer out of Buffalo, had a touchdown. So it was good to see that from the Canes.
Now, we're definitely seeing a true Diaz defense out there. 9 sacks, fumble recovery, and interception. The offense is stepping up. They now have 3 possibilities for QB1. It's going to be an exciting offseason to see what comes out of it, and I personally am buying into Manny Diaz's vision. Now, our very own Brendan Riley took to the streets to see what students thought of the new Miami.
I'm here on campus to ask students if they think the new Miami is truly legit under head coach Manny Diaz. Have you bought into the new Miami?
I've definitely bought into the new Miami.
Honestly, no, just because I think that they've been really disappointing the past couple of years, and I doubt they're going to flip it around.
Well, just all the recruits that Miami's gotten, Tate Martell, all these good 5-star guys that in high school. I think we got a lot of talent this year.
I think it's going to be a great year. Apparently he's got really big plans for our team.
3 quarterbacks going for the same position. Who do you think is going to win the starting job?
I think it's probably going to be between Tate and N'Kosi.
If I had to pick one right now, obviously I haven't seen him play throughout the spring, but I'm picking Tate Martell, one of the best high school quarterbacks of all time.
So what are your expectations for this coming year?
I think we'll do a lot better than last year, probably better than the year before, which we did really well on.
So you think you can throw it better than Tate or N'Kosi?
Probably not.
You want to give it a shot?
Yeah, why not?
While I might not be on the field next year, we did get a lot of differing opinions from a bunch of students here on campus about next year. Reporting for UMTV, I'm Brendan Riley.
The U has many record-making and breaking athletes, but which current Cane is the most accomplished this season? Let's find out what our head-to-head crew has to say, guys.
Hello and welcome to Head to Head, where we get heated about the hottest topics in the world of sports. I'm Skylar Sands, here with Justin Heyer, and today we're doing a little bit of a review on the Canes sports season. Justin, in your opinion, who has been the most successful athlete for Canes sports this year?
Well, for me, it might not be one of the most popular sports, but I'm going to go to track and field. It's senior Michelle Atherley. She is absolutely phenomenal. Her resume is extensive. She's the 2019 NCAA Pentathlon champion, the 2019 ACC Indoor Field Performer of the Year. I don't see how you pick anyone else over her for this question.
I disagree, and I don't want to take anything away from her. She's a phenomenal athlete and a great person, but for me, it's a Mesa Hoff. She has done so much for our women's basketball program. Again, she's won Most Improved Player in the entire ACC this year, and now she's on a WNBA roster, and that speaks so much. It speaks volumes about what she's done.
It does, but if we're talking achievement, if we're talking the pinnacle of sports, we're talking the Olympics, right? And in my opinion, Atherley is Olympic level. You look at that resume, you look at those career accomplishments, she can make it at that level. And to me, if you can make it there, that's the highest level of accomplishment, and that's what we're talking about.
Again, until she gets there, then you can say that. But for the time being, the professional athlete who's been produced from the Canes programs this year is a Mesa Hoff, and that speaks so much for what she's done.
Yeah, but
not only is she also reaching that level, but she has the resume to back it up. She is breaking records for the Canes for the heptathlon. She is second in the nation in that event. And honestly, if you don't believe me, I know someone who does. UMTV reporter Jenna Weiss had a chance to sit down with the athlete to talk about her success on the track.
The University of Miami women's track and field team is ranked among the top 10 in the country. The Canes have broken many records this season, but one athlete stands out above the rest. Senior Michelle Atherley.
I really take pride in being able to do better and have better marks and seeing the improvement that I make day to day and meet to meet.
Atherley continues to be recognized for her achievements and her growth as an athlete.
So with the heptathlon, it's just you had to be a well-rounded athlete, and so she's national level hurdler, a national level long and high jumper, and so just having that core and being able to learn the other events and do them at a high level just speaks volumes to how good of an athlete she is.
The senior leads the ACC with nearly 6,000 points in the heptathlon, but Atherley has not lost her modesty.
I feel like it's not enough. I don't really focus on the wins or the trophies or the medals, anything like that.
Despite Atherley's individual achievements, she says her team has been the best part of being a Cane.
I really love how it's a family at the U, and so that's probably my favorite part, is being around these people and being able to mentor the young ones.
And that mentorship has a big influence on her teammates.
She's on another level, but it also motivates all of us to try to be the best that we can be.
Atherley may be a senior, but she is staying at UM to get her master's, giving her a chance to leave an even bigger mark on this campus. Reporting for UMTV, I'm Jenna Weiss.
Up next, reporter Simon Lair is live at the Neil Schiff Tennis Center discussing Hurricanes women's tennis and their road to the NCAA championship. Don't go away. And now it's time for some trivia. NFL draft resumes tonight, and Miami has the most first-round picks of any school in the ACC. Canes did not have a player taken in the first round this year. Who was the last Hurricane taken in the first round? Was it A, Artie Burns, B, Philip Dorsett, C, Eric Flowers, or D, David Njoku? We'll be right back.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league? Nah, just my 401k statement. Nice. Where'd you find the money for that? I just been saving a little every month. I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So Daniel Jones to the Giants, you used to play with him.
Yeah, I did back in high school, my freshman year.
Wow,
Awesome.
you kind of look like him.
That's what I'm saying, right? Come on, is it your like twin brother or something?
I honestly.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score. So I'm pre-approved. You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back. If you guessed D, you are correct. David Njoku was the 29th overall pick by the Cleveland Browns in 2017.
And it's raining honors for University of Miami women's tennis this week as the ACC Awards took place on Thursday. For Davinia Chong, a second-team All-ACC distinction. This comes after a very strong season, 16 wins in singles play and ranked number 16 nationally. And another cane shining on the court is Estela Perez Somariba. She's been given All-ACC distinction as well, but that's only the start. Somariba has been named ACC Player of the Year, but that's nothing new for her. She won it last year, too. And speaking of all these tennis accolades, the Canes are getting ready for NCAAs, and our own Simon Lair is live outside the Neil Schiff Tennis Center. Simon, how are the Canes feeling?
Well, I'm back, this time here outside the tennis center, a little further down Santa Mauro Drive. And I had a chance to sit down with the women's tennis team earlier this week to reflect on their recent run at the ACC Championships.
Last weekend, Canes women's tennis had an emotional semifinal run in the ACC tournament, highlighted by Estela Perez Somariba, avenging her only loss on the season.
I think that the team did just an amazing job of staying together as a unit. We were very comfortable. We wanted to win very, very bad, and the fact that I was able to beat this girl that I lost against, a month ago, that was also amazing.
The team hopes to use the weekend as momentum onto the bigger stage.
This is the funnest part of the year because that's when the major upsets happen.
And for the players, it all starts in practice.
I think everyone is more aware of the importance of every point, of every set, of every match, and I can see that on the court.
With the end of the season less than a month away, the team still gives this season perspective.
Going into this season, we knew we had a lot of talent. We've always kind of set an outside goal of getting to the Sweet 16, getting to the Final 16 of the NCAA tournament.
I mean, NCAA is just always like a fun time when it comes around. I think I'm really excited for this team, what we can do.
Well, the the tournament can't come soon enough for these Canes. Miami's ready to do some serious damage, and senior Daniela Roldan has been a big part of that. Roldan sits down with our own Cameron Dobbs on this week's edition of Athlete of the Week.
Welcome to Athlete of the Week. I'm Cameron Dobbs, and joining me today is Danny Roldan from Canes Women's Tennis. Danny, welcome.
Thank you. Hi, Cam.
We're so happy to have you today. Tell me, NCAAs are coming up next week. The semester's wrapping up. How does it feel having your last couple moments here as a Cane?
I've been trying not to think about it too much. I think that I get really sad every time I stop and think about it. We do still have NCAAs and stuff, so I think tennis-wise, it's not really over for me yet, and it doesn't really feel like it either. School-wise, I think it's really nice that we're almost done. Yeah, I still have another semester, so it feels kind of nice, I guess.
And once you finish in December when you graduate, what are your plans?
I want to go to law school. I'm taking the LSAT this summer, and I'll definitely know where I can potentially go.
That's awesome. So
Yes.
You're pretty good on the court, you're pretty good in the classroom, and I think you're pretty good on the stage, right? I heard just last week you were in the Student Athlete Talent Show and you actually sang.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I've always liked singing since I was little. In pre-K, I had to do a performance on my own. In middle school, I did the same thing. No one really in my team knew that I used to sing or anything. And I don't know, I really like singing. I decided to do it. I was actually the first one on the talent show to do it, which was very nerve-wracking for me, but I think that once I got through it, it was really good. And a lot of people have complimented me about it, so I think it went better than what I thought it was going to.
Well, that's awesome, Danny. Thank you for joining us today. That's been this week's edition of Athlete of the Week. Back to you.
And still to come, Coach Larinaga may have a new recruit after one UM student's incredible shot. Find out more after some messages from our departing senior producers.
It's worth it. I know that Fridays are always fun, especially Friday nights, but being here, being around the studio and around these people will definitely be so advantageous when you go and apply for jobs and internships, and the experience you get here is just invaluable.
I'm not gonna lie, it's been a grind for the past 4 years, past 2 years as producer, but at the end of the day, we're a family, and there's absolutely no place I would want to be every Friday than with my family here at Sports Desk, producing a show that I absolutely love. So I just want to say thank you to all the crews that I've been a part of. Thank you so much for making my Fridays and being a huge part of my time here at UM.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Hello and welcome to Head to Head, where we talk about. Okay, can we just go again?
Do I say this week's edition, even though this is the only edition?
Woo! All right, here we go. This is the one.
And then you're gonna go blah blah blah. Welcome to
I'm gonna go blah blah blah.
I'm
Jargon.
analyst.
I like
Was that
cucumbers.
good?
I like cucumbers.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather.
even know this could do that.
Oh my lord!
Cucumbers only as a condiment. You can't just be like, I'm gonna eat a cucumber.
No, of course not.
What's it?
Mortensen.
Mortensen. Sorry.
All right, obviously we have to do that again. She'd want to take pictures after every segment, and I'd want to be on my box for the picture. All right, one more take.
Okay. Wonderful.
Seriously, wonderful.
Well, we've had some funny memories here at Sports Desk this semester.
Yeah, we definitely have, Brendan. Memories both inside and outside the studio have made our time here at Sports Desk unforgettable.
Yeah, and Alex Manel is here to reflect on his 4 years as a Miami Hurricane.
Over the past 4 years, I've had the pleasure of bringing you breaking news and the biggest controversies in the world of sports. From the excitement of the Hurricanes' run to the Sweet 16 in 2016 to the tragic death of Marlins pitcher Jose Fernandez. I've covered a number of unexpected events during my time here on UMTV. But this is my last segment on Sports Desk ever. And as sad as that is, it's got me thinking about the roller coaster of emotions that come with being a Miami fan. We're a special breed of sports fanatics, and sure, any fan base can claim that. But here, you can feel the energy anywhere you go. Even when you're not in Miami, if you wear something Hurricanes related, you'll be greeted with a simple U. And we've experienced such thrills in our fan base that it's hard to accept failure. But that's what comes from winning 5 national championships in football and 4 in baseball over the course of 19 years. In just my 4 years here, I've seen this firsthand. I saw our football team lose 58-0 against Clemson my freshman year, and I could have given up hope for the future then. But in true Miami fashion, I shook off that loss and remained hopeful for the future. And 2 years later, we found ourselves ranked number 2 in the nation and in the national championship conversation, only to have an extremely disappointing 2018 season right after. One day, I was storming the court after upsetting Duke in basketball in 2017, and a few weeks later, baseball ended their record 44-year postseason appearance streak. The highs and lows with our beloved Hurricanes can be antagonizing at times, so much so that my first memory of sports at UM is banners being flown over football games with the phrase, "Fire Al Golden," written on them. Was I shocked? Totally. Did it bother me? Not in the slightest. I loved coming to a school where a fan base could be so volatile. The Hurricanes fan base will always be this way until a national championship is won. And the next season, those same strong feelings will be expressed. So to the diehard fans like myself and to the casual fans, stay heated, stay passionate, and most of all, go Canes. For the final time, that's Manella's moment.
NBA playoffs are in full swing, and many teams have already punched their ticket to the next round. In the Portland Trail Blazers, well, they did it in dramatic fashion, the only way Damian Lillard knows how. Let's go to the Moda Center to see exactly what went down. Game tied at Damian Lillard at half court with the ball between the legs. Step back from way downtown. Bang! Damian Lillard from Eugene sends the Trailblazers into the second round. Just like he did against Houston a couple years ago, he rips the hearts out of the Thunder fans and the Paul George. All he could do was just stand there. He said it was a bad shot. Well, Paul George is just being a sore loser. You gotta be able to maybe body him up. Lillard said that after the game, body him up, and then you might be able to get it. But what a shot by Damian Lillard. He sends him into the second round, and wow, just crazy. 118-115 final. That's your play of the day.
All right, well, on that note, I have a surprise double play of the day for you guys tonight, but this one happened right here at home when this Canes intramural basketball team had their own magic moment. Here they are, it's the Dream Team in blue with seconds left in this game when right here, this guy, Nick Buren, for the buzzer beater 3 to send his team to victory. Lots of excitement here, and of course, the Dream Team took home the bragging rights. We all know how important those are. Let's catch another angle of this. A jump shot from behind the line. That definitely counts. Ball leaves his hand before the buzzer, soars through the air, and then bang! The 3 is in, and this man certainly is the MVP of this one.
Well, Erica, it's a moment like those that define the excitement of sports for me, and we got an update from Mark Light Field at 0-0 in the bottom of the second right now.
Well, I gotta agree with you there, Brendan. I live for moments like those, and especially getting to relive them with all of you guys on the show.
Yeah, this is your last show right before you graduate.
Ugh, don't remind me. It's definitely bittersweet. Sports Desk has been a huge part of my college years, but I'm excited to watch you guys keep it up next semester.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking forward to that too, and we want to thank all of our Sports Desk seniors for everything they've done. Until next semester, I'm Brendan Riley.
And for the last time, I'm Erica Orsad. Thanks so much for sticking with us.